has to do with how different mortgage situations are impacting credit scores. Because we always tell people, if you do a short sale, it'll impact it this way. If you let it go to the bank, this kind of solidifies that idea. The first one, about halfway down, it says loan modifications that roll payments and penalties into principal debt owed on a house can actually increase a borrower's scores modestly. So if people can do that, I know it's hard to do with banks. They all say we'll talk to you, and it's been so hard to get them to actually do something. They're getting better with that, but it's slowly getting there. I don't know if they're finally using some stimulus money or what, but they seem to be they're more open to that now. It used to be if you weren't behind, they wouldn't even talk to you. And now the approach is if you're doing the right thing, you're just struggling, and you can see the writing on the wall, they'll talk to you, so we'll see. Then this we know, but this kind of reinforces that short sales impact your score 120 to 130 points down on a short sale. If you drop down to people that walk away, going to foreclosure, it's 140 to 150 points, but it stays on the credit for 7 years. So that's a big there. In the bottom one, filing for bankruptcy protection, 355 to 365 point drop in scores, stays on your credit for 10 years. So we can't really give people tax advice or legal advice. It's kind of good to know in passing, if someone's considering a short sale, this is going to impact your credit the least of all problems. If you went to bankruptcy or foreclosure, you're looking at a much bigger hit in 7 to 10 years. We can tell them that.
Modification of short sales.
Yeah, the best thing is a loan modification, which doesn't really help us, but we're doing good for our clients. That's their best choice. The short sale is their next best choice. So again, people are always wondering about that. We can't give them numbers, but we can give them.
Saturday or Sunday, I'm more of an NFL fan instead of the college football, so I gave up a good portion of the games yesterday for open house and didn't see anybody. So
Quiet.
very quiet, but I did make a bunch of phone calls that I kind of had been putting off calling back people, or not putting off calling back people, but checking in with people. And I had a really good call with this listing guy that had called me on a postcard the week before. So I'm listing his house this morning.
Really?
Yeah. So, and it's right in our area. It's like a block from my house, which is great. And
Let me ask you a magic question. Is it a normal sale?
normal sale.
Normal.
And he wanted, he's a little bit higher than I wanted him to price it, but not that much. He's under 200 a square foot, which is great for where we are. 175 is what's been selling. So
Where's he going to be?
he's just under 200
Yeah.
for starters. It's going to be 379 is the price on it. So I suggested 340 to 350. So he wanted to bump it up a little bit, but he had it for sale for over a year. A few months ago, 6 months ago, at $595.
Wow.
Way over 300 a square foot, which was, he said, and I never got an offer. And I said, well, we'll get some offers with this. So anyway,
Something you might keep in mind when you're talking.
Everybody, I think I have 4 listings that are normal sales.
Oh my God!
One of them's on Maya for $649 out at Citrus. So I did that open house, and it was very, very quiet. I didn't get anybody except for Irma. But I have that one on Pelican Hill that I've been it's on the MLS, that's priced at $475. It's a beautiful home. We got the tile in, the carpet's supposed to go in this week. So it is a great house there in Indian Springs. And I got a new listing in Indian Springs too on Jasper Park. They're asking about $419 for it. It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, pool and spa on the corner lot. Beautiful, but we're probably going to be lowering the price on that one too. They really want to get it sold.
Is it on the golf course?
It's not on the golf course. Almost, but not quite.
What are the homeowners association?
In there, they are a little over 2. I don't know exactly how much they are in there. They're a little over 2. And then I've got a new listing we haven't put on the MLS yet on Cascade across the street from my one that I just sold. And speaking of the one that just sold on Cascade, we're dealing with something that, just so you guys all know, which I know all this, but sometimes things kind of come in the way. But anyway, on a second, when you're doing a short sale on the second, even though the lender's getting the exact same amount from the first on the second, if the price is lowered, even though they tell you not to, don't worry about it. Get them in the new HUD one that shows the new price with the escrow instructions showing the new price. For instance, the appraisal on Cascade was $555 3 months ago when I sold it, and then when those buyers backed out. So 90 days ago, the appraisal came in on Cascade at $555. 2 weeks ago, it came in at $520. Our prices are not rising. They're still lowering. And so I got the first approved, and they said, no problem, go ahead. They got me my letter and everything. Called the second at Bank of America. Bank of America said, as long as we're still getting our same money, don't worry about it. Just send us over the HUD. When it gets ready to close, it'll all be fine. Well, that's exactly what we did, and it wasn't okay. So now we're dealing with the second on that to get the approval for the $520, even though they're still getting the same amount from the first on their payoff. So people know that. Mountain View, we did get an offer in on Mountain View on our short sale over there on Verona. It was a beautiful police model, so I'll be submitting that to the bank today too. So, and Legacy Villas, there's that condo there, that short sale that I have, that 2-bedroom lockoff unit. There is renters in it this week, so I did change it in the MLS to say that it cannot be shown this week. But we're going to be dropping the price on that one as soon as those renters are moved out of there. So,
The market is dead.
Well, I guess then we're gonna jump away from